Hello everybody, this is Hamma here from the Araxis Global Network and PlanetSide-Universe.com. The intro was a homage to Clegg, who tweeted a picture of himself flying upside down the other day, so shout out to Clegg. So, PlanetSide 2 released this past week, and I've been thinking about the best way to do a video for release for PlanetSide Universe. Obviously, we're not a gaming review website or anything like that, so I felt like a standard review wasn't really a good compliment to our audience. So I decided to go ahead and just kind of put together a video about how I feel about PlanetSide 2, and if it meets my expectations for what I had hoped it would be when I first learned about it last July at Fanfare. So let's go ahead and start this out really easy. Yes, it totally meets my expectations for what I was hoping it would be when I first heard about it. Are there some things wrong? Absolutely. Are there very few things wrong? In my opinion, yes, there aren't too many things wrong. I feel like this game has an amazing level of polish on it. I feel like the release was one of the most flawless MMO releases that I actually have ever seen that I can remember. Now, was it without problems on release? Absolutely not. There were a lot of problems for those, especially overseas. The Australian server saw some issues, and still today the EU server is seeing some issues. So it wasn't flawless. But I will say that it probably was one of the most smooth releases that I have seen. I have had very few issues, and you know, I've been able to get into the game every time I wanted to, and I haven't had, you know, crashes or server issues or things like that. For me, the most important thing for this game was that it felt like PlanetSide. What do I mean by that? Well, I think I took a fairly good video of what I mean by that right here. There was also a video last week that I took that really captured what PlanetSide should feel like. If you take a look at this fight right here, we are seeing air, ground, infantry, everything that you can imagine is fighting right here in front of me. It is actually, this one was one of the more epic battles that I've been in since release, and it really, when you're running around out here, whether you're in an aircraft or you're on the ground running around, you feel like you're part of a massive fight, and you feel like you're in PlanetSide. Now, obviously, some people are going to disagree with me on this, and that's perfectly fine, but for me, as a fan of PlanetSide from the very beginning, from when I first heard about PlanetSide way back in the late 90s, I feel that this game is an appropriate sequel to PlanetSide 1. Now, it doesn't have a couple of the things that the vets wanted, like enter and exit animations and customizable inventories and stuff like that, but I really don't feel like it needed some of that stuff. Some of that stuff was old school. But in my opinion, it captures the feeling of PlanetSide, and really, for me, that's all I wanted. That is all I wanted out of PlanetSide 2, was for it to capture that same feelings that I had in PlanetSide 1. And I think this game manages to do that on a level that even PlanetSide 1 was unable to accomplish. I mean, if you just look at the amount of people that are playing at any one time and the beauty and scope of the game, I mean, look at the engine. The Forge Light engine is capable of things that I never thought possible. When I first heard about this game back in July of last year, I really didn't think that they could do it. I didn't feel like they would be able to accomplish it. I mean, look at what they wanted to do with such a beautiful engine. How could they even think about squeezing 2,000 players on one continent? It was really unfathomable to me, and for them to be able to accomplish it on a scale like this, with overall very little lag, it feels like a game. It feels like a AAA shooter. You're running around, you're shooting at people, the gunplay is awesome. I mean, they have managed to accomplish what I believe is pretty much the impossible. Now let's touch on what I think is one of the big differences between PlanetSide 1 and PlanetSide 2, and that is the customization system. You know, PlanetSide 1 had the gear that you go in and you have, you know, a grid where you squeeze in all the different things that you want, grenades, ammunition, stuff like that. PlanetSide 2 doesn't have that. It does have loadouts where you can change out your loadout, and it also has a very robust customization system, as you can see here, where you can use different camouflages. You even have different armor styles for your character. They don't have any armor differences to them in terms of how much damage you can take, but they look different. It's a cosmetic thing. So everything you see in appearance is totally cosmetic. All of these items are totally purchased with Station Cash. Some of them you got with Alpha Squad if you purchased Alpha Squad. And it really allows you to set your character apart from somebody else's. It allows you to change your character to match the environment that you're currently fighting in, among many other different things. You can change the camouflage on your weapons. You can change the camouflage on your armors. You can even use different camouflages for weapons and armors if you really want to mix and match them like that. The same thing goes for vehicles. You can come in here. You can change the way your vehicle looks. You can put camouflages on your vehicles too if you really want to. As you can see here, I've pimped out my Mosquito with some special fins on the back, as well as the Alpha Squad camouflage, which is totally badass, by the way. And you can see you can go in here, you can change different loadouts. You can have you can have different setups for depending on how you want to play. Here I have an air-to-air and an air-to-ground setup, depending on how I want to play my Mosquito at that time. And that's something that PlanetSide 1 didn't have. Everything looked exactly the same. Now, I had concerns initially that there would be some crazy off-the-wall things, but I feel like they have managed to strike a balance, and things aren't totally off the wall. I haven't seen somebody running around in an armor that I just totally couldn't handle looking at. So that's a good thing, and I really think that they've managed to accomplish something here. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the store, and while I'm doing that, I'll talk a little bit more about the system. As you can see here, you have membership benefits. You can do a subscription that gives you experience bonuses over X amount of months, as well as a couple of other things like station cash and early access to cosmetic items. You can see premium early access there appears at the bottom of my depot there on the left. Now, quite a few of these things we weren't actually able to play around with in beta. Any of the camouflages that you saw were pretty much only on devs, any of the helmets or anything like that. So you can finally go in here and play around with all those different things. They all unlock for station cash. You can't buy them with cert points or any type of in-game currency, so you have to spend station cash on these items. But I will say that they have done an amazing job with the camouflages. Like I said earlier, was very concerned about some of the things that we would see, but I do feel like these things actually are very functional. I do feel like you can change the way you look and actually blend in with the area around you. Now, if you're TR, you're always going to have red. If you're NC, you're always going to have some blue or yellow, and same with VS for purple. So it's not a 100% camouflage, but I do feel like they've done an excellent job making it so that your character looks very customized, even though it still has the Empire colors to it, so you can still tell them apart from enemies. Now, I actually hadn't seen this yet until somebody in my outfit pointed out to me. They actually have a chrome and gold sledgehammer hood ornament. I totally need to get that. I haven't purchased it yet, but I need to do that. I think it's appropriate. Now I want to quickly go over what it looks like when you buy something with station cash, in case you haven't seen it before or you're leery to buy something. You just click unlock, and you can do a quick trial at the bottom, as you can see. And then when you want to buy it, you just hit unlock. And right there, I just spent 700 station cash, and it shows me that I have unlocked the lightning weapon there, which is the HE, which is actually really good against infantry. I highly recommend it if you have not tried it out yet. Now I'm going to quickly just go over what it looks like to actually equip the new weapon that you just bought. You go into the lightning, you click the loadout, you click the primary weapon, and you pick the new HE that I just got. It's listed there now, and off you go with your new HE weapon. You can also put on your camos and any decals that you might have there. Ironically, I did not get the PlanetSide 1 veteran decal, which is extremely ironic, I think. I'll have to figure out what's going on there. So while I play a little more random footage, I'm going to talk about some of the things I'm disappointed about in PlanetSide 2. I do believe these things can be easily rectified, and actually they've already started rectifying some of these things. I've mentioned this in numerous videos before. I do think that the new player experience is severely lacking. I still do. I don't believe that dropping somebody in right after they get into the game, after they get just a very quick overview about it, is really the best way to go. I think there needs to be a lot more polish. The mission system needs to go in quickly so that new players can figure out what the heck they're doing. I do think the new player tutorials that they have put up on the website with Rival X Factor, they do help, and they actually are fairly well put together, so I'm happy about those. It's definitely something a lot more than we had before, so that's a good thing. I am looking forward to seeing what they do with it, and I look forward to them adding a lot more to it. I also believe there needs to be a lot more metagame than there is right now. I do believe that their additions are a good step in the right direction. I look forward to see where they go with that. I'm hoping to see some more base types and some more, some more different types of base benefits and things like that to add to the metagame. I don't think that it feels like bases have a ton of value to them right now. because, you know, if you lose a tech plant, you can just go back to your warp gate and come back out again. Now, PlanetSide 1 was similar. You could go back to your sanctuary and you could pull out a vehicle and you could just come back through the warp gate. So, you know, it's not a ton different than it was before. I guess it's more of a nitpick thing, and I'd like to see more added to it, and, you know, it changed around a little bit more. One of the final big gripes with me really is the existence of a leaderboard. I don't like the existence of such a thing because I believe that it doesn't promote team play. If you're running around, you know, worrying about where your kill death is and working to be at the top of that leaderboard, what are you really doing for your empire? I think you're missing the point of what PlanetSide actually is. PlanetSide is all about victory for your empire. It's not about how much kills you have, how many deaths you have, how many vehicles you killed as an individual. It's really about, you know, helping your empire. It's about making sure that you capture objectives, hold them, and defeat the enemy for your empire. I don't believe that leaderboards help to accomplish that or foster that at all. I would be perfectly happy if those didn't even exist, you know, and it wasn't even something that was available for people to be able to track. I don't think that it's something that's really needed, and, you know, in the end, it's not really going to hurt me that much. It's just a personal thing with me. I don't really think that that type of, you know, stat tracking really benefits the Empire or team play. PlanetSide is all about large-scale fighting as a team and accomplishing objectives as a team. That is what it's all about at its core. That being said, if you really want to take advantage of PlanetSide 2 and you want to have the best fun that you can possibly have, you need to get in an organized outfit and start playing organized play. This game comes to life when you're playing with a group of people. If you're running around alone, in my opinion, it's not really, you know, it has so much more potential than just running around alone, essentially, you know, just killing people for no apparent reason. You know, you really need to get into an outfit, into a group, and start to experience the game for what it actually is. You know, this game rewards some really organized play. So if you get in there and you start playing organized, this game is really going to come to life for you, and you are going to have so much fun that you aren't going to be able to put it down. I mean, we're only into the game a couple days, and some people have well over 2 days of playtime in this game. That just gives you an idea of, you know, the type of gameplay that you can have in this, and you can just keep on playing for countless hours on end, and there is always a fight going on. So I think that about covers my first impressions of the game. I want to thank everybody for supporting PlanetSide Universe as much as you have over the past year. It's been an amazing ride for all of us that have been involved in it, all of us in the staff, and the community in general. It's been a great ride, and we're looking forward to many, many more years of fun in this game. I mean, the potential is there, and, you know, we can't wait to see more things added to this game. Assault buggies are coming, snowmobiles, things like that that we saw in the SOE Live keynote. That stuff is all coming soon, and we can't wait to see it. In the meantime, check out PlanetSide-Universe.com. We just put up our early access to the PlanetSide 2 API, which means that you can go on PlanetSide-Universe.com and you can actually get your player statistics, you can check out leaderboards, and you can even check out the server status live. So be sure to come on over, check it out, let us know what you think, post in the comments, and, you know, we hope that you stick around. We're adding a lot more API-related features, and we know the API will be going live soon. So, you know, our limited access is only going to be for a short time. We're helping SOE kind of, you know, get an understanding of how the API is going to be consumed and help them do some troubleshooting on the initial problems that we're finding. And we have found some. So, you know, we're going to be constantly tweaking it. And special thanks to Griffin for putting together the basic pages that are just the start, the framework for what we're calling PlanetSide 2 Data Link on PlanetSide Universe. So be sure to check that out and let us know what you think. So be sure to post your feedback on this video in the comments to this video or on the comments thread on PlanetSide-Universe.com. In the meantime, I am Hamma. Thanks for tuning in to my release impressions for PlanetSide 2. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I said some things that may or may not be a little controversial in this video, so I'm curious to see what people's feedback is. Again, until next time, I am Hamma from PlanetSide-Universe.com. Be sure to check us out on twitch.tv/AGNTV. Jenny Boo will be doing a lot more streaming, and we're actually going to be streaming together in the very near future with 2 capture cards, which should be pretty badass. So until next time, you guys have a good one. Catch you later.